studio at 572-9710 or WhatsApp 287-0971. Or Reva office numbers are 572-0383 and 572-0215. Reva St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Join the United Workers' Party this and every Thursday on Rev Up St. Lucia 97.1 FM for an educational and informative program, Meet the Opposition. Participate in exciting discussions from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Be in the know every Thursday on Rev Up St. Lucia 97.1 from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Speak up and take responsibility when they see something going wrong in this country, in their community, in their houses, in their jobs. It embodies the idea that accountability isn't just for leaders, but for every citizen. Tanya Stevens reminds us of corruption in high and low places, only to remind us that because we have a colonial mentality, we see only the oppression that is above us and not the oppression that is among us. Creating a culture of silence in the face of patent wrongdoing is not just acceptable, it is dangerous and it is destructive. And speaking up respectfully and, more importantly, speaking truth becomes a civic duty of every citizen of this country and everyone who chooses to want to live among us, even though not a citizen.
Nancy, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Andre, and good morning, St. Lucia. Andre, let me first apologize for being late. Today was the earliest I left home, took my time, drove up, stuck in traffic. So, St. Lucia, I am here nevertheless. We give God thanks and praise. And I did ask Andre to play that tape of Mia Motley for you. And we will be playing it a couple of times, Andre, before every show. Because I want St. Lucians and I want all of us to get it into our mind, the level of responsibility that we have. We place a lot of responsibility on our leaders, but I think in this speech, Mia is also placing the responsibility on us, and I want to remind us over and over and over again. Nevertheless, we won't get into too much of it today, but as we go along in the next couple of weeks and days, we will do that. Let me say thank you to those of you who had been waiting for the show to start this morning. It promises to be an exciting show. We have a few things to discuss, so I wouldn't be able to host a guest today. A lot of stuff has happened, Andrea, and I think it merits that, we respond and we speak to it. And we'll also give you an opportunity to call to share your views. Before I begin, let me say, in case I forget, which I will not forget, hopefully, I want to do a lot of Creole today because, Andrea, as you know, we are celebrating Journée Creole on the weekend. So, moi vle di bonjour. Merci pour tout le monde qui a écouté bon matin. Bon matin, nous allons parler en petit créole. Sous ça parler créole, nous allons parler créole. Sous pas ça parler créole, nous allons parler anglais. Mais bon matin, nous allons regarder si nous savons un show en créole. Je sais si Andrea va comprendre tout ça, Nadia.
Je comprends tout bagay.
Oh, Andrea dit qu'elle comprend tout bagay. So, moi vle di merci encore. Bienvenue pour Meet the Opposition. Ek moi vle souhaiter dernier Jean cette ici pour dimanche bonne fête créole. Moi ça vous kay manger toute bagay ki ni zo kay manger quoi avec l'amour oui avec bouillon avec bois pain et puis bec et puis manikou et puis chatou et puis toute bagay zo kay manger. Bon en chay c'est ba ça moi toujours ka di journée créole c'est pas en chay pour gens en south là ou ça gens qui sont en hoté. Puis c'est ba ça c'est ba nous ka manger tous les jours bec avec l'amour oui bec avec hawa so bois pain jol salé, jol oti, sardine, bay ko ça c'est bay nous ka manger tous les jours patate. Mais un chay gens qui sorti pas kasui, pas gozile. Ou ça c'est pour ça yo pas connaître manger c'est bay ça tous les jours, c'est yo ka manger ça de once a blue moon. Et puis yo pas connaître un chay bay nous faire les nous te petit les nous jeune I love you I lave anjo chay de love you
Ah si oui.
Oh ok chay de love you I love you go on love you tout ces bagaille ça là jouer mab jouer hit and run roule sec roule taille mais bois pain miel taille fait cabo ouais les chi mais TikTok toutes sortes de bagaille. So Chay moun pa connaître ces bagages ça c'est pour ça nous ka célébrer journée créole pour nous ça faire tout le monde changer quand nous sorti because André you dit supposé toujours changer quand sorti pour savoir qu'on ka aller so moi voulais souhaiter tout le monde bonne fête créole dimanche pour une bonne journée sous plein amour pas boire trop pas manger trop pas faire ça ou pas supposé faire. Moi aussi voulais dire tout le monde United Workers Party nous ni en fundraiser a community night ça nous ka community night André nous ni ça samedi au soir nous ni yon de ticket kawes de ticket assez yo solo la pancha l'argent la ni manger la ni boire la ni raffle la ni door prizes la ni toutes sortes qualité bagay yo savent la UWP ka fait ba yo moun ni pour parler about ça so sou pour qu'on ticket ou kouye n'importe constituency representative n'importe chairman en constituency ou yo obligé ni yon ticket et des tickets toujours qui pour fin van kouye yo mais vini samedi pour nous ni un bon temps nous ka commencer Monday about 6h au soir at the ramp up in Rodney Bay under the big tent okay so c'est là nous ka ni exu had là nous ka do pour mettre ça mais on ba ki ni jaune mais aussi mettre ba ki ni madouas because nous ka ba ou manger créole là nous ka ni danser créole nous ka ni toutes sortes qualité ba qui ka célébrer journée créole so moi voulais inviter tout le monde André there's a special invitation for you you will be my guest là ba ticket
moi ça venir en rouge
non André nous ka y mo dehors nous ka y me dehors okay so c'est mon la dit André moi dit sous plaît pas chez moi des agréments bon matin because bon matin c'est des agréments à acheter anyway moi pour faire travail sans André si pas ça yo kay fire moi c'est moi ten pour dire about community fundraiser puis m'a vle yo fire André depuis jour moi parti là un chay ba ça fait on ba qui en lecture moi vle dire cette ici hier moi de moi un article on dit dans St. Lucia Times. Et puis article là te dit dat ki l'année ça nous pas ni sports en l'école là. Ma have souza we ça André. Yes, St. Lucia there's an article in St. Lucia Times that speaks to the cancellation of secondary and primary school sports, our annual school sports, and the excuse is that there is no money. They've used all the money for the Julian Alfred's homecoming. And also, exactly, Andrew Verbushli, and also the 1 week of activities they had, the different rallies, it has put the children back or the school schedule back, etc. Cette licite moi dis yo bagay. Exe ça croise chez moi. Ou comprendre André? Ou ka di moi that ki même Julian Alfred la zote ka praise. Même Julian Alfred la zote ki product of Canada. Et puis, c'est moi d'où ça, cette liste. Là, nous avons dit que pas quoi nous. Nous te wanzo sav.
Sorry, you said product of Canada, you said it?
A product of St. Lucia Labour Party, sorry.
Okay.
Zodi c'est un balai, ba tout seul. Nous sa ni pli Julian Alfred, nous sa ni Darren Sami, c'est zo qui fait yo. Zo fait gros célébration dat qui nous tout est apprécié. Because nous savons ça pas en budget là. Mais ou ka di moi we zo fait célébration ça. Kodibala is at the expense of school sports pour même ba la Julian fait pour lever né cette lycée. Ou pas c'est moun ça to hypocrite cette lycée. André, ou ka di moi c'est maman là qui actuellement ko yo we Julian actuellement yo kay vle koui. Actuellement yo kay vle en les fila, actuellement yo kay vle ay train. Actuellement yo kay vle faire bagay pour mouche dat ki si Julian ça fait nous ça fait pour tout. Nous kay pou tien, nous kay pou courage, nous kay courtiner, nous kay faire un bagay. Ou ka vin di moi jodi a, zo ka di nous pas ni sports dans l'école l'année ça, pas kay ni sports. On seul ba yo kay fait c'est marathon, et pas kay ni sports because zo servi tout l'argent pour Julian Alfred homecoming celebration. What garbage is that I am hearing? Now I have sent a message to my friend Baby because you say jamais ça André. Ek moi have deti mo parole bali. Ek moi di friend te mo ça. Soua ou va l'école. Ek ou vle du bout communiste. Du bout pour ça. Du bout pour ça. You must stop that. Because André, the financially, and I want to do it a little fast because we're out of time.
By the way, but you're actually able to speak with him?
I know I sent him a message. I didn't call him because I know sometimes they're in meetings or whatever, but I sent him a very nice message about this. You understand? But the financial year, Andre, begins, remember, in April, 1st of April. And so for the financial year, if there was any money, y'all would have already budgeted the money for school sports and school activities at the beginning of the financial year. So don't give me that nonsense that y'all are saying that the money was used for Julian Alfred celebration and there's no money for school sports. Ça a son plan. Ok, ça a son plan. Ek même ba la nou te dizo a, l'argent yo point en loterie pour yo ta point 80 million, Andre, 80 million dollars. Zo point en loan, zo di zo kay fait stadium, zo kay fait si. Pas di moi 80 million dollars la ha fini. Pas di moi 80 million dollars la za fini avec la pa reste pièce l'argent. Si zo pas ni l'argent pour faire school sports là, pour l'argent en 80 million dollars loan zo point sort en bouche c'est maman cette lycée because c'est ça l'argent l'autre tu t'es qu'à faire Andrew. L'argent l'autre tu t'es qu'à payer pour school sports, il t'es qu'à payer pour medal, il t'es qu'à payer pour volleyball, il t'es qu'à payer pour basketball, il t'es qu'à payer pour swimming, il t'es qu'à payer pour ces maman là aller l'autre pays, aille jouer, il t'es qu'à payer pour toutes ces bails ça. Zo point l'argent là mais yo. Zo point 80 million dollars loan là tous les mois. L'autre tu ni pour payer appropriate 800 000 dollars en loan payment t'es qu'à seulement yo pas l'argent bail maman là. So ka di moi pas ni l'argent pour faire school sport, acheter l'argent. Ou tout l'argent zone ka jeter tout partout, acheter. C'est l'argent zone ka fait caille, ka gen machine ka fait tout bail là bon matin moi pas même vle fâcher. But acheter l'argent, but let me tell you something. St. Lucia, you'll have to stand up against that. Parents, you'll have to stand up against that. Clubs, coaches, clubs all over, school and PE teachers, you'll have to make some noise and make the government change and that decision because this is ridiculous. Right now, we will be the laughing stock of every country in the world that on the cusp of Julian Alfred being the fastest woman in the world, winning the Olympic gold and silver, never happened in St. Lucia. And in 2 weeks' time after she is gone, after she leaves the country, you're blaming her. Y'all are blaming her for not having school sports because of sa village en Bali. That's what it is, Andre. That's what y'all are doing. Zo sa village en by Julian, so pour la petite Julian, actuellement nous pas ni l'argent pour laisser maman elle a fait school sports. Nonsense. Let me tell you something. Stop that. Okay? Stop that. Another thing that's on my mind, Andre, is that there's this video that was sent to me of Lisa Joseph,
yes,
who's been a reporter in this country. Lisa, temodusa, soukaku temodudu. Yo te segwa mouna toujou te kad, yo te fait Jésus-Christ pli bay. Jésus-Christ fait bon bay yo. Jésus-Christ fait tout ça ite ça fait. Et yo fait pli bay. Yo savent ki ça yo fait, yo crucifé. Yo meyan lan quoi, yo foute, yo quoi chan la, pa ni yo bay yo ni yo pa fait. So ishmwen, ou pa Jésus so yo kay fait ou pli. Point che point kouay. Parce que video a mo we ka mouche. Yo ni Lisa, yo ni Alan Chasney, yo ni Martinez, ek di Lisa Wanterman. Ça qui disent moun lan pa ni boyfriend li be ma oui babay. Ou vle di moi si Lisa ka challenge Labour Party, ka challenge gouvernement pour moi des questions dat qui nous Saint-Lucien vle sav. C'est ça zo ka fait. Zo ka fon vidéo e ka di tout se bay malpropre ça à bot gentifia. Te mo di zo ça, zoni pour sou bien ça ou sav. Ou est-ce moun ki ka acide et ki ka prend laptop en computer et ki ka fait ces bagay ça, ki ka fait ces malpropre ça. Kout femme cette lycia. Moi ka di zo tanto. Don't worry. But Lisa, let me tell you something, my dear. Keep up the good work. Because right now in St. Lucia, it seems you're the only person, the only reporter right now who's interested in the truth and fact-finding. Yo kay do says lev Alan Chasney. Yo kay di say vle nom says vle Alan Chasney. Point kouay doudou. Fais travail. Fais travail sans faveur, sans perwez, et puis bon Dieu kayedo. Bon Dieu kayedo. Mais les bas parti moi disons hein. Richard Frederick, di Christopher Hunt, zo tout qui involve vers kalte se bagay ça. Bon Dieu épisode. All right? Bon Dieu épisode.
Well, you know, thank you Nancy for standing up for Lisa. Thank you.
No, we will
have
never.
all these influential females in St. Lucia and
none of them are saying anything,
nothing about that.
Andre,
and they know they're going to do your work.
Lani, Minis Virginia Albert
That's
Poyot.
right. Mm-hmm.
Pali ki Minis Ampouza fe femme.
Yes.
Ou ka di mwen, Virginia Albert Poyot poko we video sa Labour Party fe ki ni tout patoua. De la yon yon le fon yo ki yo ka oui gigi. Ah, mon Dieu. Ou ka sa pe fe se sa yo ka fe. Sa pon blague ou sa? Ça pas blague. Communiste qui nous a fait responsabilité pour affaires femmes. Virginia Albert Poyot pour mettre ton statement. Elle dit même Virginia Albert Poyot pas qu'à supporter ces bagailles ça là. Il suppose pour te faire un mot parole avec vrai dit en bas dit mais si so ouais vidéo ça pas circulately pas vrai by moun because ça passe ça nous ka supporter en Saint-Lucia Labour Party. Et puis c'est pour ça nous toujours cadeau toutes ces bagailles là qui a fait André toutes ces bagailles là ouais qui a dit qui mal popté qui mentait et que Labour Party pas cadeau bout compte li yo ka supporter because sou pas ka supporter by André ou ka do bout compte li ou ka dit hey te mandou ça ouais c'est bay ça c'est moun ça ka dit là m'a supporter. Moi avini ici à comme ko ek di la ni koti te bay Nathan moun ki ka supporter flambeau cardiaque na dou nou pas supporter ça. Yo pe di ça yo vle mais flambeau pas supporter sek nou ka dou bout côté ces bagay ça là. Ou ni pour prendre stand, ou ni pour di ça qui doit être ça qui pas doit être cette ici. Vous comprenez?
And you're only talking about the minister. We have a number of female senators, including the
president of the Senate.
A whole bunch of women.
You have president of the Senate. You have Gianna Toussaint-Chalry, who's another senator. Alison Jean, who's a senator.
That's right.
Pauline, is it Prosper? That's her name. Pauline, who's another senator. 4 women senators in the Senate. Lisa Joail, and she's the communications officer for the Labour Party.
That's right.
Lisa sorti ak diya bay. Ou son jeune femme tout. Ou son jeune femme tout sorti ak diyo bagay ou te kay konta si yo te met en vidéo à vous ek met en vidéo avant l'autre nom Labour Party ek di c'est 10 d'attendre on te kay konta ça dou bout kote se bagay ça la messieurs c'est li si nous pas ka aller pièce côté ak ça nous pas ka aller pièce côté ak ça sou pas ça répondre question Lisa Joseph Kamande a ek se menti ou vle menti ben menti mais pas fait kalte bay mal popte ça nous pas supporter ça.
And you know what's bad about that, Nancy? The fact that they're sort of linking Lisa with the United Workers' Party. This is not good. And you'll recall many years ago, I think it was Timothy Polio, was being linked with something, and there was a lot of, they were seeing Timothy in a particular light. I remember he attended a meeting of the SLP, and thank God, the political leader at the time, the former prime minister, was able to say, hey, you know, don't leave him alone. He's our guest. So you see, the people were heckling him and so on. That's the sort of thing that could happen to Lisa. So they have to distance themselves from this kind of thing.
You remember when there was this video of Philip J. Pierre and some like a monkey or something like that? And you remember we didn't just speak about it, you know. The United Workers' Party issued a statement on this, you know. Because it may have been, we don't know who created the video. It may have been an overzealous supporter of the United Workers' Party. We're not denying maybe it is somebody. But we sent out a written statement on it to say that we do not subscribe to that. All right? We don't subscribe to that. But when you voye aller, l'ame belle ko di se gwa moun an ka di, l'ame belle navige. Mais changer tout code ni en bout. Jodi a zon pouvoir. Zo kwe zo sa di sa zo vle ek fe sa zo vle ko tout moun mettez-moi nous ça pouvoir c'est oni pour seklani OK ek de la pas même ni seklani tout bay ka vini pour un bout André moi ka do de le adagwa moun ka do lo we adamun an le chime ek yo ka mande chien pain ek yo dans l'état ek moun ka do ko han pani pour feel sorry by you because pa hesal sa yo ha fe de le saka fou ça Dele bay ka wed pour Adamoun, mais dele Adamoun paye yo ka paye pour ça yo a fait ek di kote moun nou sav, qui pas vrai, qui pas bon. Cette lisi, te moi dizo ça. Tout bagay a sou la te sa la. Moi ka dizo ça. Tout bagay a sou la te sa ou fait la nan paiement pour lui. C'est ça tout seulement.
So you see as well, Nancy, why a lot of reporters are afraid to do what Lisa is doing.
Merci oui.
Because the minute you do it, they see it as an attack. They don't see it as you doing your work.
So Andre, and that is why I asked you to play the clip of Mia as well. It's not only reporters. Andre, the amount of calls that I get that people send to me, all right? The amount of calls that I get, messages, and tell me, keep up, you know. I there with you all, you know. You know already I can't say anything because of where I work and what the people will say, etc. And I'm telling you, Andre, like when I see those things, I get is there something with the live?
No, we're fine.
Oh, okay. I see maybe it's on my phone. Andre, and it evokes some type of a little bit of anger and sadness in me that we have created a state, and that is what Mia is saying in her statement, that we have created a state where everybody feels that they need to be silenced, because if you speak out, if you say anything, you are bullied. You understand, Andre? And that is what I want to get into as well. That you are bullied by a government minister on a talk show who will call out your name, he'll call out your nenen, he'll call out your power, ikaidi kome no muhani, kome fa muhani, kome ishuni, kome papa ishuni, ikaidi mamau, ikai pala bot no mamau, ikai pala bot nenenu antiu, tout sort kalte ba aikini, se sa ikai vini alon talk show. Amin is gouvernement, c'est li si ka fait ça. Ek nou ka acide, ek lou gade dele. Nom la ka ni over 1,000 moun ki acide ka gade. Ka wi ge. Ek sou ten kalte se bay la yo ka di. Lou ay lome no an moun. Kalte malpop te pa wol yo ka di abot se moun sa la. Yo ka acide se ge. Yo ko ten sa pa nye ki bel pase sa. So le Adam moun yo pani force la moun comme ni anje because mame le pio because moi savent comme moi debout en bodie ek moi debout en comme ou comprendre ma bouizan here from your place ko di se gwa moun ka di gwen sick person pa ko dan moi mani pour di person excuse me sorry please and thanks ou comprendre so moi ça debout pour comme mais la nan chay moun ki pas ça debout pour ko yo anje et c'est ça yo avec yo ka prendre l'avantage. Vous comprenez? Yo ka pige cette lisi. Yo ka pige Adamoun. Mais yo ka empêche ou parler. Because yo savent ou ka prendre faire ou savent. Mais yo ka venir yo ka ba un petit contract là. Yo pa un petit soldat là. Yo ka ba un petit hamper là. Yo ka ba un petit l'amour là. So là yo ba ou yo pa ça parler contre yo. So yo ka tche bon là. Et ou ka prendre faire ou ka pige. Mais ou pa ha di rien. Et sou di rien. Yo ka prendre contract. Yo ka prendre tout bagay yo ka yon talk show yo ka wavely. Ou comprendre? I mean, what type of state is this? Setlisi, I want a few more of you to stand up. I want a few more of you to dare to be brave and to be bold and to stand up against this thing. Because the longer you stay in silence and the more you stay in silence, Andre, the worse it gets. Your oppressor never stops. Never. You must stand up. All right? And why am I saying that, Andre? Because I was home and then I was listening to Newspin and then I heard this thing about on Tim's show talking about Richard Frederick mentioning his name.
Whose name?
Timothy's name and Dominic Fede's name and making an assumption that there are people within his ministry who are leaking information and apparently Dominic and Timothy were at a bar or restaurant or someplace and they were talking to somebody who apparently works with the ministry and I don't know by sou c'est ça azo ka fait toi c'est ça qui ka fait ça Timothy dit il était parti il y a un côté il y a dans un bar dans place lo and behold misi a travaillé en ministry so yek misi a te la ka parler. Den Dominic Fede vina tout et même côté à Dominic vini ou comment ouais yo ka parler vini di hay ek ba ek se moun ka parler ou ça va moun ha pour porte ouais c'est moun ka parler ek voy by Richard Frederick pour di Richard Frederick that ki tel moun ka travaille en ministry ek mi la ka bay information i ka bay Timothy Poléon ek Dominic Fede information et Timothy dou c'est pas rien qu'on qui fait.
So which ministry is that were you referring
to? Housing, that's Richard's ministry. So actuellement cette lisi si moi aller à dans côté ek moi dans restaurant et ben bar et ben on fête et ben bay kon journée ko yol ka vini là so là moi parti ay fête drive moi ek moi rive ek moi won moun ki ka travaille en ministry housing et bon ministry of finance moi bali on ti hug nous bout ka parler de l'on pas ça nous ka parler si c'est about ish nous mais nous c'est gens nous ka parler about ish nous about ma oui nous about tracas man nous rien ko han on kay point porte ek di minan si ka parler bay magie ek bêtise André. So actuellement zone sous cette ou pas et puis commencer point porte oui ou est-ce moun qui ka passer garder qui laisse ka parler bay qui laisse vle point porte oui commencer point porte oui moi ba ils ont travail actuellement ils ont pas de travail pour faire actuellement ils ont travail so moi m'ka wonder qui ça ka aller André vous comprenez about ça qui manière Timothy ka dit ça et this that and the other so allons le Facebook moi ka ouais On ba le Facebook about a contract, yo ba yon mission contract, ek misi a pa jamais fait travail là, ek misi a joindre payer, ek yo di contract là c'est pas pour travail ça, c'est KPS misi a ka fait, ek yo ba contract pour faire tout bagay comme ça. So moi di ko ben te moi fait jeu, moi tweet pas moi. Te moi regarder qui ça ka aller. So Andre ou sa moi ni contact. Moi kouye moun. All right? So moi di ko an gade qui ça ka aller. All right? Moi kouye d'autres agent Mon Repos, moi di yo qui ça ka aller. Moi tan yo di moi veille Nancy Mon Repos ka pri di fi. So qui ça qui fait Mon Repos? Cimetière yo ka rénover te be yo ka expand cimetière Mon Repos. Bon projet ça son bail qui te hala pa hodi, mais en janvier l'année ça ministre a fait une certain cérémonie pour yo ça commencer faire cimetière André. So yo bay contract là pour yon moun. Lo and behold, a lot moun ni un contract pour $99,000. Vous comprenez? Même qualité travail là, $99,000. Bon moi vous savez significance $99,000 ça. Any contract that is above is 100,000 and above has to go to tender, or you give a direct award. You understand? So they deliberately kept the contract to 99. Like not deliberately, because what was some viskia by that to $99,000 so that it would not pop up on the radar. You understand? And so everybody is now. So when that information has surfaced, everybody, tout moun la point, commence ka ek la point l'en bas, commence ka kouye Jeremiah made sa kale ya. Because yo sav se yon contractor ki la, ek na yon fax la, because moi have tout papier by Andre. So ha sav moi di zole, moi vini si maka vini sa information moi. Moi ba lan le Facebook, moi di te moi FG, moi tweet pa moi fait calls, moi ni document, moi pour machine, moi drive, moi garder pour call moi. So ça na lou la, c'est ça moi sa avec moi ouais. OK? Made Jeremiah qui ça qui fait Jeremiah pas ça explain. Tout le monde fâché. So, adanti commune comme Mon Repos Andre. So grade en chimé. Tout le monde a dit Andre yo bay contract ça, Andre qui la ka grade chimé. Tout le monde va connaître ça? Si c'est moi yo bay, tout le monde pas ouais c'est moi yo bay. Personne peut ko ouais misi à Mon Repos. Mais misi a ni un contract pour Mon Repos cemetery. So let me explain to you what happened. So I want you to play for me the first clip with the PS, Andre. On the 25th of January, 2024, there was a sword turning ceremony attended by ministers and everybody else for the phase 1 and phase 2 rehabilitation of the Mon Repos cemetery. So let's play the first clip.
Project was initiated by the Department of Housing and Local Government and is being facilitated through the local government unit in collaboration with the Miku Constituency Council. The overall project comprises of 4 phases. This financial year will focus on phases 1 and 2, which involves site preparation, the construction of a perimeter boundary wall, chain link fencing, access areas, parking areas, and tombs.
Okay, so phase 1 of the project, this is the PS talking at the ceremony, the sword turning ceremony, and I want you to note the dates, they are important. On the 25th of January. Now, Andre, it was a little video. Were your viewers able to see the video?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's a little video, but I'll post it on my Facebook page so you can see it. And in the background, you can see 2 little excavator in the background excavating and doing works, etc. So I want to let you know that this was a place that had trees, and you had to cut trees, clear the land, etc. And this was the contractor. All right. The contractor's name is Lara's Construction. Everybody knows Lara from South. If you're from South, Lara's Construction from Deriso. When you see the truck passing with all the fellas in the little orange shirts, Lara's Construction. All right. So Lara's Construction was the one who was given the contract to undertake the works at the Mon Repos Cemetery. Andre, he did the side clearing for the sod turning. He did the cutting of the trees. He did the grading, all what you heard the PS talk about in site preparation, grading of the works, etc. This is the company that executed the work, and this is the only company that the people in the community has seen in that area executing work for the Mon Repos Cemetery. We got that clear?
Mm-hmm.
However, a contract was issued to Mr. Sylvester Edgar, and I want you to play the second video that has the contract now, that people can see it. So while the video is playing, I can tell you what you are seeing is a contract that was issued to somebody named Sylvester Edgar on April the 2nd, 2024. So I want you to note that as of January 2024, Lara's Construction was already on site, on ground, doing site preparation, doing the road, putting things there, preparing the way for them to be able to do the cemetery. Lara te ha on ground cafe tutsa. But on the 2nd of April, a contract was given to Mr. Sylvester Edgar to do, let me tell you what they give him the contract to do, Andre. Mobilization and demobilization, $3,000. Excavate for cuttings, topsoil, maximum depth and exceeding 0.25 for the road. Memshima Lara hafe, eh? Okay. $2,250. Excavate for road profile, ripple material not exceeding 0.5 millimeter for the road. $23,800. Trimming of excavated surfaces inclined at an angle to 45 to 50 degrees to be horizontal, $5,000. Preparation of excavated surfaces, $4,500. Disposal of the excavation material as directed by the technical officers, $36,000. Now I want you to note, Andre, that to dispose of the material, pour me bon choke kai heti, I pliche pay pour sa excavate. So imagine un your grader, un your backhoe, un your excavator ka excavate tie tek by pour faire chime, mais pour point topsoil tek me yon don choke kai jete. I say $36,000, mais pour excavate chime c'est $23,000. Okay, pliche passe ça. All right. And everything else, $14,000. So the contract is $99,920 to Mr. Sylvester Edgar. Now, setli si, naidi is about Sylvester Edgar sa and a lot show. Because when on file hote sa, ou change minister's account la nou te ka dizo about National Lotteries et to avay ki fet au Denry Valley. Because Jean Valley aye, is au Denry. Okay? Nous kay pas là about Mr. Sylvester Edgar en l'autre jour. Mais c'est pour moi jusqu'à faire ça savent. Ça pas première fois non ka pop up. All right? Ça pas première fois, but nous kay pas là about ça en l'autre jour. So Andre, the contract was given to this gentleman. And I want to say to Richard, ou fâché that ki moun ka point information et ka lik information ça c'est bon la ho ka fait un gouvernement ou fâché un moun qui ten papier ka wave tous les semaines contract lettre document ça qui fait en cabinet toutes sortes qualité ba jodi ou fâché ou pas changer c'est gros moun te dou c'est même bateau qui bat chien noir c'est li ka bat chien blanc. Anyway, Andre, the story doesn't stop there. So when I did my investigation and I realized that I see all of that, I made some calls to some friends and my Labour Party friends, So kuma chefa che Richard. So mwedi Est-ce pour whereby ça qui ça calé là mi contract là mi tel bagay qui manière la no contract c'est liki la ka fait ce métier tout le monde repose ça c'est liki là et qui manière Sylvester Edgar ni l'autre contract pour $99,000 pour ça bay il me na ku ouvie Nancy Ikouye moi il me te ça ouais bay ça flambeau qui fait qui docteur ça c'est pas Mon Repos monsieur fait travail là. C'est mon ami Mon Repos on laisse ça mais pas Mon Repos monsieur fait travail là. Monsieur fait travail là vieux fort il fait travail là cimetière vieux fort. Moi dis vieux fort il fait travail là. Il dit moi oui vieux fort il fait travail là. C'est Zozo c'est flabo ça jusqu'à try sabotage nous. Vous comprenez? Moi dis OK pas de problème. Moi vieux fort moi un cimetière puisque moi juste là. André. Là moi il va là. Qui laisse qui là qu'a fait cimetière because you can expand cimetière là tout ni hein. Cimetière à Topiti so you font un go expansion or go chobai. So Dejan Richard. Oh when I cook I'll take. Vous connaissez yo comment? Pas connaissez Richard? Oui Jean, Dejan là. So yo qui là qu'a fait chimère, yo là qu'a expand, nous comprendre nettoyer, faire excavation ek bay pour expansion. So amoun moi vont amoun mande yo ça c'est mon a dit ah ouais yo pas connaître monsieur pièce yo pas rien ouais Sylvester yo pas rien ouais monsieur vin là c'est yo qui là qui ni travail là et quand monsieur yo a crier Makena moi de tout janvier faut connaître lui monsieur ka fait chimé il ka fait belle chimé en basse ka mouti là monsieur Makena il ka fait c'est toum là so personne pour ouais Edgar so moi vie couiller et me dit boy information yo ba wa wrong Edgar boy veut am la tournio il me ouaswe na vie ko na awa ba ça pas right take by juste toujours pour couiller moi André juste toujours pour couiller moi vous comprenez so the excuse is that you know the gentleman executed work in Latuni and is not in Mon Repos but the contract says you can see the contract you've seen it André we played it for you to see the contract says Mon Repos Cemetery Mon Repos Expansion Cemetery. But the excuse is that he did it in Latuni. Ebe moi Latuni. Moi gade qui laisse faire ça travail la Latuni. Excuse-moi comme on menti n'importe monde qui janvier fort ay Latuni point porte we tie porte we post li mais sur Facebook. Moi ne sais pas tout ya tout oui, but on doit pas jouer c'est porte ya. OK, mais moi ne sais pas tout ya tout. Ay gade qui laisse qui fait travail. Bon doit kay di peut-être c'est vieux petit cimetière vieux fort moi passer la samedi a regarder si rien fait il y a combien là nan pour faire un vieux cimetière vieux fort so moi veux savoir qui les cimetière OK dit moi that qui monsieur Edgar fait contract là and enjoy this is important all right because you cannot and that is why people put 2 + 2 together because this same contractor Andre do you know where he is or what he's been doing for the last couple of months? This same contractor has been constructing, expanding, I don't know what you want to call it, on the house of the PS who signed the contract, Dr. Kadilia Ambrose Abdamon. If you take a drive now, today, because yesterday I had somebody to go and take a drive to confirm for me again, because the pictures were all over social media. They tell me the man is there. He was there yesterday. He is there constructing, expanding the house apartment for Dr. Kadilia Ambrose Abdamon. Now, when that came out last week, Richard came out. Oh, they're saying things. My PS don't have money. She's making salary. She can take a loan to build her apartment. Pierre on pas dit ça, hein? Pierre on pas dit madame la pas point loan. OK? Pierre on pas dit madame la pas point loan. But Kodiba Elakadi, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then there's the most probability that it's a duck. If Mr. Regis did not do any work in the Mon Repos Cemetery, Andre, Lara's construction is the one that's there. If he did not do any work in the cemetery in Viewfort, because the 2 contractors are there, I'll take on them and McKenna and them are there. They're there for everybody to see in broad daylight. Kote Monsieur Edgar fait travail là, ek pou ki sa, Andre, ek di yo pa jwe ek mwen, because mwen lot document mo kay me. Me I ha hen pay. OK? I ha hen pay. I za jwen pay pou travail ki poko fet. Ek pa fet. Ek te mwen dizo sa. Richard Frederick oswa ou sa wepon. Mwen sa va avon wepon ou kay ban tout me puis tout parole ki ni. Ma melep sa. Me wepon question. Pa fe kon hile yo, pis na vini pou hile. Pa avoid wepon question. Di Jean Saint-Licy ki les cimetière. Ki kote et ki les cimetière Mr. Edgar fait. Ek pa y fait pièce maman gay ek fait l'autre document, faux document pour di document nou ni pas genuine hein, because it's stamp ek authorized. OK? So vin pon question. Les of vle kouye moun volé. Ek zo vle kouye moun non. Ek le fini loka point moi touche moun kwa moun kado. Loka mette yon doit devant moun. Nous savons combien doit ka vi an là? La ni 3-4 doit ka vi an là Andre. Ou comprendre? So moi vle pon question on swear. Ces élèves ka koute moi savio ka koute yo ka voye commission bar. Richard ou pas Nancy Kalome non oui mais na no Richard. Because you're tout a di dying. Ou comprendre? You're tout a di dying Andre. So ho dia me ka vou an invitation. Ma sav sa ki fait Andre. Mais na me de question ek me vle clarification. Saint Lucia, I want answers and I think you deserve answers. So I am bringing the facts to you. The facts are this gentleman did not and has not executed work in the Mon Repos cemetery. The facts are that this gentleman has not executed work in the Vieux-Fort Latoni cemetery or Vieux-Fort cemetery. The fact is he has a contract issued to him, signed by Dr. Cordelia Ambrose, the PS of Housing, for works executed in the Mon Repos cemetery, amounting to $99,000 plus $900 and something dollars. These are the facts. But I can certainly tell you the fact is, and if they come out and lie, next week I will bring it, Andre. The fact is, I know he's been paid. So di nom la pour payer, ça pas avoir this, that and the other. Watch it. Because na vini pussy men push. But this is what is happening in this country, Andre. Okay? This is what is happening, that people are raiding the treasury. L'hôpital pan isoye. L'hôpital pan toilet paper. Ou comprendre? L'hôpital pan reagents. St. Jude ihani over de toilane. St. Jude ni a generator. Lawa yo pwe kouan. Oni pou me generator on manually because by la yo ka kouye relay switch la kwaze. Ou sav kome pou un relay switch? $800 ici. Pa US on $800. Ihani kome lande. Dernière fois yo te point kouan la yo point kouan St. Jude. Ek son un seul moun St. Jude ki sa fey. Ki sa mey on manually. La yo point kouan presque whole nedit an St. Jude an wese. Can you imagine that? St. Jude l'hôpital an wese. Yo ten pou ache nom la jis da ban kote itan da danse. Ay point nom la mene vini pou me generator on. Ek la non lot allegation. On police mort si men passe ya. Ek se sa yo ka di masav si sa vwe. But yo di ko because yo te pou kou an vwe entre mote vie fo. La te non an shut down vie fo. Generator pa vin on. Ek nom la developpe komplikasyon pi se te ka fey surgery ek bay ko sa. Ek misi amo. Si sa vwe, si se bay sa vwe, pou $800, ek zo ka bay yon nom $99,000. Zo pa hagon relay switch. La pa ni toilet paper. Mote St. Jude Dimash me fe preske whole journée à dimanche, ti bay moi pâté koy pâté to bon. Whole journée à moi fait Saint Jude. Ek pou moun ki ni chance vin parler ba moi. Vin di moi sa ka fait Saint Jude. So moi ka connaître tout bagay. Moi ka connaître tout bagay. On moun di moi kon so moi di pa worry Moussa kay vin tala. Il di moi Moussa pe l'hôpital sa pe dene. Moussa ka ni famille qui malade dans l'hôpital la ba vin we yo. Pou y pa vin l'hôpital la. Ou comprendre paye la kon. Ek la fini zo ka di moi zoni l'argent. So na kouye Detwa moun jodia. Dr. Ambrose, you's my friend. I know you very well. We talk very well. These allegations are surfacing and they are making insinuations against you as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Housing. I think it is important that you come out and clear your name. One, to say to the public that it is not true that the man has used the money to construct houses for you. You have to come out and deny that. You must. You cannot allow these allegations to go on that government money is being used to construct your house, my darling. You have to come out and deny that. And when it was Dr. Gail Reeve-Gobert who had purchased some unfinished villas Richard Frederick had the pictures all over his talk show about Gail, where Gail get money to buy villa on a minister's salary. She's not making enough money. It's ball, it's corruption. Gail had to come out and show the documents where she took a loan from the Mon Repos Credit Union to purchase the villas. Many loan document to do. Many loan document to do. Fais ces moun savent son loan pour faire caillou. Et c'est pas l'argent $99,000 ça la Edgar Joena qui fait caillou s'il vous plaît. Clair non. Vin clair non. Aussi, on est pour vin clair et dit qui cimetière monsieur Sylvester Edgar fait travail là puis c'est où qui signe contrat là? Signature qui en le contrat là Dr. Ambrose. So quand ni pour venir et dit dans cette liste qui laisse cimetière et qui travaille et c'est mon ça mouche portrait tout oui because si nom la ha hen pay Andre yo suppose ni portrait pour travail là qui a fait leg bay mais ne portrait tout hein pas juste dion bay et qu'on savent cette liste petit et tout le monde connaît tout cimetière tout côté so n'importe cimetière ou ka dit make sure son cimetière côté moun ça dit oui moi te way la vrai puis sauf a yo bo way pes côté yo po way pes côté Andre. All right? Bon, Mr. Edgar, nakuyen là aujourd'hui à tout, nakuyen non. M'obli, mon obligé de nan cité ka la botou. Nakuyen non. Monsieur Edgar, souple. C'est moun ka di en bobol passé. Document ka mouche ou jouer un contrat pour travail Mon Repos. Jean Mon Repos di yo pas jamais wow. Contracteur qui la pas jamais wow. Personne Mon Repos pas jamais wow. Sorti dehors souple et vin di se mouna si ça vrai si ça pas vrai. On ni pour faire ça hein. Puis sous a joindre l'argent. Et l'argent c'est l'argent moi. L'argent c'est l'argent Andre. L'argent c'est l'argent de cette liste. Tax money that's there Andre. That's our money. So Mr. Edgar you have to come out and clear your name and say it's a lie. Say well I am not lying about you. But you can say Miss Nancy Charles was on her show and she mentioned my name and I am here to clarify because I am asking you the question, sweetheart. We need to know where did you do that work? What happened? What happened? It's important. And I am also calling on Mr. Richard Frederick, who's the minister, Andre. I'm not going to go down to the gutter with him. But let me tell you something. Between Richard Frederick and Ernest Hill, I don't know who's the unluckiest. Every other week, these people naming some scandal, some brouhaha, some roro, Andre. Malchance, c'est moun sa malchance kon ha. Moi pas rien ouais ça. Woy. Tous les semaines, Richard. Eh ben vin clair ça fait là. Ou toujours c'est ou qui ni réponse pour tout bail. Ou ka répondre by Pip. Ou ka répondre by Hile, ou ka répondre by Moussa, ou ka répondre by Sean. C'est ou qui ni réponse pour tout le monde. Eh bien, moi, je veux répondre, s'il vous plaît. Répondre. Dis-nous qui travail, qui fait commissaire a fait travail là, qui qualité travail. Mouche nous portrait, c'est portrait, on te ka flash, c'est papier, on te ka flash là. Moi, je veux flash. Flash papier, ben nous. Flash papier, monsieur. Flash papier. Et puis dernier moun na kouye my good friend Jeremiah and I talk very well. Jeremiah, no my boy, don't go down for that. Okay, don't go down for what is happening there in your constituency, in your name. You the parliamentary representative. So do ek vin diyan bay. Because si pa sa ou pa isa ilon ba ou pa isa moute Mon Repos, pa isa pese kote sa because tout moun fâché. Because ça c'est moun ka di Andre. Si contract la te execute pour vrai, zo kite ou kite dernier c'est moun sa ki la. Lon ba Mon Repos, tout se kote sa ou kite c'est moun là. La ni je qui vle travailler Andre, et quoi pour nom juste den rival pour vinn faire travail en Mon Repos, et ko kite tout ces boys là les chimé pas nan rien ka fait. C'est pour la fâché hein. Jeremiah yo fâché, yo vle wa oui. Yo vle mando question. Yo vle mando ki manye Edgar fait un contract pour $99,000 ek nou asid la pa ho di bossman. Nou ka mando de jou travail nou vlan bay pour faire nou pa hen rien. Ek mi se hen $99,000 dans les non Mon Repos. Jeremiah répond non, répond question. Moi quitter là. OK, moi quitter là. Mana rien pour dire encore. Mana rien pour dire encore André. But cette ici moi vle zo ouais pour cause. All right? Moi vle zo ouais pour cause. Parce que naidou yon baay André. Même Richard Frederick ça, il teni non moi kasi met tout partout. Il teni non moi kasi met tout partout di moi point l'argent comme ça. Il mouche un check ma souje ouais check là comment. Il te non check ka met tout partout. Il block out non les check là. Et tan raison moi point là André. Because signature moi là teni des signature en les check là. Signature moi en les check là. So c'est moi qui point là Richard, moi halasdo ou pas jamais dit c'est mouna. Non qui t'en les check là c'est non for Lucas Frederick. Ma hadou répond. So te mou ça Lucas Kotan moi passé Kotan. Exoje c'est ou qui te ministre gouvernement tant ça pas mind là yo di ou do te resign because c'est même temps André let toutes les batte fait toute bagay yo avec Richard yo am baba yo tout partout yo fait yo revoke visa Richard nous changer ça nous te ka aller free election et nous fait comme meeting pour nous te forcer Richard pour resign Richard dit resign ils vont papier mais c'est lui qui te ka control ministry lui qui te ka dit ça pour fait lui qui te ka boui manger lui qui te ka bay manger lui qui te ka juste faire moun manger pas rien quitter en ministry pas quitter personne qui non Steve quitter premier ministre encore boys li qui là vous comprenez so li qui orchestre toutes ces bail là between Taiwan Island et tout bagay et te mo ça there's a difference you know in the case of the Viewfort North Council and the check that was written to Lucas Frederick for $400 and something thousand, there were works executed. Tell them that, Richard. The same report that you quoted, the works were executed. Y'all hired a QS to go around and to give valuation for the work. Upa adiosa, at least la teni to travail on the ground. In the case of Edgar Apani, pièce to travail pour mouche. Pièce to travail pour mouche. So actuellement, tout non te ka kouye moi c'est octopus, moi c'est 10, moi c'est dat la vin répondre non. OK? But cette licité moi diso ça, moi ha pas la bot ça mizi. But na diso yo bagay. Moi nan si pas aimer pour la personne. Personne pas ça mouche personne ma pour la personne, ma brise la personne. Depuis là moi 17 years moi quitter l'école na travail. Ma oui moi ka travail. Tout ça nous brise bon Dieu ka provide ban nous ka fait on l'argent nous ka prendre l'on nous ka fait ça nous pour faire. Ma brise la gouvernement, ma brise la personne. OK? So Larry Richard kay vini oswe kay di oh Nancy, you octopus, remember the check? Mouche non le check là to Richard. Non Lucas Frederick qui c'est fort vieux fort. Mouche non le check là tout. Fait dernier c'est Jean cette ici savent check là te matché by fort c'est lui qui te ni contract là pour faire travail là. Fait yo changer ça tout. So Mr. Canis Felix ou ka mande moi votre question, mi réponse question. Moi répond nous. But anyway, Andre, it's after 10 and I just want to take a minute with reference to CIP and what transpired in the house. I think it's important. Okay? It's very, very important. It's important because I think every week and every day that goes by, you analyze it, Andre, and you think about it. And then you have this little issue. You see, they say it's the little foxes that spoil the vine, Andre. You have this little issue with this land thing. M'oubliez dit ça, Andre. Temorou ça. Nous voulons investigation. Bon, nous kay ni pour couiller à sous special prosecutor, hein? Because us have go mundo, Andre. L'autre ban volé. Et kou hen yon sac. Il ka dou bon Dieu pas faute moi première fois moi fait ça ou ça c'est menti pas première fois il volait. Pas on dit qu'il a volé. Et pas on dit qu'il a fait ça il a fait ya. Ou tu es ben jodi ya. Mais pas on dit qu'il a fait. Saute moi dou ça. Moi ça ba ou en yon sans assis ou sans ou un contract monsieur Edgar Regis pour travail qui pas fait là. Là ni pli payer ça toujours là. Ou pas quoi moi? Là obligé ni pli payer ça. Nous voulons une investigation. Moi c'est nous ni tout partout en gouvernement. Les arrivés. Voyez nous l'instant. Puis c'est pas celle qui là ni pli. Et moi ka Richard Vehicle. Moi ka Vehicle toute information ou te ka paye pour actuellement, ou te ka bay, ou te papier, UWP ka commencer ni papier tale. Because St. Lucians are showing that they will not tolerate this type of corruption in this country, Andre. People are calling us every day and telling us every day because they are unhappy and they vexed with the blatant raiding of the treasury in this country, while poor people are feeling it, Andre. People can't eat, people can't buy bread, people can't pay bus to go to work, pay bus to send their children to school. You see children on the streets and the parents tell you, I didn't have money for transportation today, or I didn't have bread today to send them to school. And these people are buying new cars, building second homes, they're changing their vehicles, they're building apartments. Ek bay ko han, ek pou ko yo ka pre la han, an le tet nou tout. An le tet nou denye, yo ka bay madame yo travay, ish yo travay, nen yo travay. Ou sav ki chante le ba fe? Pour match là, on chanter ça. Nil Tus qui fait chanter. Merci bon Dieu, my whole self good. Ou t'en chanter ça comment? Oui, mais merci bon Dieu, whole self good. Nil Tus ça dit ça. Pip ça dit ça. Alison Jean qui t'en bas live la dimanche qui dit yes, my whole self good. Zo tout ça dit ça. Mais ouais ti malè wèz la qui ba chima pas ça dit my whole self good because il pas manger pour oui bay maman li. Il prend travail, il passe à un deux jours travail pour ça payer billy. Mode Lucy Lek, ek mode Amwasko, et puis mode Flo, quand tu te disconnection yo ka fait, moun pas sa paye bill yo, mais on ka chete, merci bon Dieu, my whole self good, mais oui, puis on ka manger avec boin la tête saint lycéen. So whole selves are toujours good. Whole selves are good, pour job. C'est moun ki ka suivre zo tout partout ka met t-shirt ka passer en rally et tout bail là. Whole self yo pas good oh? Yo pas ouais clair yo pas nan rien. Temps en temps, yon semaine step pendant l'année. C'est ça yo vaut. C'est ça yo vaut. But Andre, quickly, so that we can open the lines at 10:30. Onesile asked Lisa Joseph to defer her questions, remember? She was going to ask him a few questions and she said, let me ask you. Can I ask you? And he was very pleasant to defer your questions to my presentation in the House next week, and I will answer all your questions. I will be presenting the CIP report and I will answer all the questions. You remember that? But you also note, Andre, that what Ernest Hiller did was he was presenting what we call a minister's statement. And a minister's statement is what happened during Parliament St. Lucia. Before you have the official order happening, after you've had your prayers, etc., the first item would be statements by ministers. And what ministers do is to use that opportunity to update the nation on something critical or something that is happening within their ministry that they want to update the nation on. So it is not something, it's not a motion. You cannot debate it, you cannot refute it, you cannot ask questions about it, and equally important, during the rest of the day, you cannot refer to that minister's statement in your presentation. So if he said anything that was untrue, ou pa ha demanting. Si di yon bay ki pa vwe, ou pa ha di sa pa vwe. Ou pa sa do bout li la ka pale ko la yo ka di on a point of order ek di no, sa ou di la pa vwe, e be explain sa. E le si di yon bagay, lo ka fe presentasyon, ou pa sa di yon ya bot sa di ya. So Ernest Hiller took the easy way out, Andre. A cop out it was. You understand? Why didn't he bring the CIP report as a motion, put some issues in there, bring and allow for there to be debate and to talk about the report? Il pa heme fait ça. Vous comprenez? But if he did, he fait a presentation.
So these are the rules of the House?
Yes, that's the rules for minister's statement. That's the rules. And he knows that very well. These people have been there long. So he knew, he said he was going to make a minister's statement. Well, everybody said, okay, well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, Andre, so we can listen to the answers to our questions. Ernest Hiller took about 57 minutes to make that minister's statement. Almost an hour. 1 hour. 57 minutes. To posture, to lie, to deflect, and to postulate to the people of St. Lucia. And what I can tell you, Moussa do St. Lucia, Pierson pa kwen anye Ernest Hiller di. Because si pa mene yon fax, yon papier, yon bagay, moun pa kwen sa Ernest Hiller di. Okay? Andre, when Ernest Hille started to talk, I decided to count. I take my little green notebook is in there. I wrote Alan Chasney, leader of the opposition, former UWP government, all the analogies that would refer to Alan Chasney and UWP. I said, let me count how many times Ernest Hille. Remember, it's a CIP report he presented in St. Lucia. A statement on the CIP, Andre. That's what it was supposed to do. All right? When I had written 24, I was at number 24. I decided to stop my professions. More than 24 times, Ernest Hille, in his 57 minutes, referred to Alan Chasney, UWP, former Prime Minister, member for Mikud South. He can't help himself. Say Chasney. Chasney pas un report là, bro. Non, Chasney pas un report là, bro. Chasney pas un gouvernement, bro. Nous voulons connaître about ça qui fait CIP et la question nous voulons demander. La question nous voulons demander. So, nous avons demandé ces questions ça et nous avons ouvert ligne là. Première question, moi. Nous te voulons Ernest Hille, because juste toujours nous pouvons savoir. André, sous ça, vous répondez moi. Who offered McLeod Emmanuel to go to DC to meet with Martinez? Do you know?
No.
Nobody can answer. Prime Minister Adi is a big man asking me some go on Monday, mais nous pas away pour Monday. Il pas away pour phone, il pas away pour question, il pas sort dehors. Moi de McLeod Emmanuel ba même ay dehors jouer avec maman li. Pay person way. Mais na do McLeod, moi feel sorry ba oui. Pip c'est pas ouais c'est maman yi wa, mais c'est li ka fò aller l'argent li chouin. Pas point l'argent ba c'est moun ça hein, puis son de maman yi wa pour point ke ek bel ti madame moi. OK? Advice na ba ou. Nobody knows. Ernest Hille didn't answer that question. If, as he said in the press statement that he sent Andre, that he was going there in the interest of the unit, why did he bring his wife and not a lawyer or the minister? We still want that question answered. Because sou pale by Martinez ek ou vin pesa Martinez dou la. Ek ou di, pa ou li ki di yon Hille di, se Alan Chasney qui fait McMarage parler by McLeod et McLeod vient parler McMarage parler by et McMarage encouragé pour parler by Martinez pour ça il parler by Martinez plan vous comprenez McLeod c'est un grand homme comme Philippe J. Pierre dit ça fait l'idée pour quoi pour chi y aller d'ici avec madame li deux jours il parler by Martinez mercredi jeudi il doit payer quoi à Miami vendredi bon matin il doit payer quoi au office Martinez so on va Martinez dit qui fait payer comment André qui fait arriver là deux jours il a arrivé au office Martinez et qui pas venir avec avocat il pas venir avec ministre il vient avec madame li ça doit changer moi voulais répondre question ça bon on parle about ces bail là Ernest Hille dit au parlement
sorry hein? I know over the last few weeks, you, I think the PRO of the party have been talking about this report that has been delayed by over a year, I believe. Was it over a year or more than that?
There's two reports that's due. So the financial year, Andre, would be March, April to March, the same financial year as government. So the report for the period, I want you to listen to me, the report for the period March 2022 to April 2023, it's due. It was due in January, February. It was due in April, May, June, and it had to be presented in the House by October of the year, last year. That was delayed for over a year. You know what Hille said? I apologize. I'm sorry. These were there were a number of unforeseen circumstances. But he said I will not say what they are. Never gave the explanation what were the unforeseen circumstances. He just I apologize. As if that it's okay for one report to be 1 year late. 2022-23, you know. And the report now for 2023-2024, which would be due by the 31st of this month, next week. He said that the report is not ready, but he will make it available as soon as possible. So 2 years, 2 reports, 2 2 financial years delayed. Okay, and everything is okay.
So just to clarify and explain to us, the report or what he presented in the House was supposed to be the report, but you said a statement. So
exactly my point. Exactly my point. And in the statement, Andre, I started listening to him. You're supposed to give at least a synopsis of what the report contained. How many passports were sold? We never heard none of that, How many passports were sold in that financial year? We never heard that in total. You don't understand, but I'll get to that. And you know what he did? He spent 3 minutes, I counted. 3 minutes giving some facts on the report. We increased this by 5%, we increased that by 80%, etc. 3 minutes on the report. And the balance of the 54 minutes, because it's 57 minutes, 54 minutes on Alan Chasney, UWP, Alan Chasney, Martinez is a con man, this, that, and the other. That's what it was about. You understand? That's what it was about for 54 minutes. 3 minutes on the report and 54 minutes on Alan Chasney. But I want him to answer these questions. All right? Next question.
So So how, because if he didn't explain the reasons for the delay in the report, so how can he now assure the public that this will not recur? Because if he doesn't say,
but it's already recurring, because the report for financial year 2023-2024 will be due by October, and he has already said the report is not ready, and he will make it available as soon as possible. So it's already recurring already. It's already reoccurring. It's already late and dihata. So it just kapwe l'avantage qui pa mele. Même moun sa ki te ka bay Alan Chasney pressure pour make sure report on time. Même moun sa mele la. But let's go quickly, Andre. It's 10:30. I want to open the line. Ernest Hiles said that UWP allocated to Galaxy shares. That's what he said. I'm quoting him. But due to price increases, they had to increase the shares. That's what he said. UWP allocated. He didn't say what was the amount. But due to price increases, COVID, etc., we had to increase the shares. Mr. Hile, how much did you increase the shares to? That's all. That's the question. UWP gave them 5 shares. Because of price increases, we had to increase it to 10 shares. Upahadisa? Puchi. We never give 14,000 passport. We never give 50,000 passport. We never give. How many shares did you increase it to? Simple question. Simple, Andre. That's not simple, Andre? Weapon. He said again, on the UWP, well, we know, but on the UWP, the project was costing $300 million. Easy, Andre? Ernest Hiles said that due to price increases, the cost of the project had to increase. That's understandable, St. Lucia. Man, no problem avec ça. Là, nous si un contract là en 2019, projet a te ka coûté $300 million. Covid fait, puis tout bail mouté, puis matouyo mouté, puis tout bail mouté. Moi d'accord avec ça, nous pas no problème avec ça. On a problème avec ça, André? Non. So, le gouvernement les ba entoué, Galaxy dit well projet c'était $300 million, mais puis tout bail mouté, nous pour mener puis à mouté, pas de problème. Combien puis à mouté pour? You can't tell us that. It was $300 million under our time, Andre. Everybody knows that it's on the website. How much did you increase the project to based on price increases? What is the revised cost? What is the new cost of the project? You don't think that we deserve to know that? Why is the minister hiding these answers, Andre? Why? The minister said, again in his statement yesterday, that there was an established escrow account and that every month statements were sent to the CIP unit and these statements have been reconciled. Since they have been reconciled, Mr. Minister, my question is, how much money has Galaxy collected and placed in that escrow account? Because every month you get the statement. That's easy to know, right, Andre? How much money has been used so far under construction that we see in Canals. And Lisa did an interview. And Lisa, let me tell you, God bless you, my girl. Keep strong. Lisa point koya ki desen jisvie for I point portwe gade ki sa ka fet Galaxy. Dirty building, dirty bagay, dirty Chinese ki la pa nan yanko. An yanko. All right? So we want to know how much money has Galaxy spent so far. And contrary to your opinion, it is not his money. It's our money. He's using our passport to finance the project, Andre. So we deserve to know how much money has he collected so far, how much money has he used so far. And since you say the escrow account is reconciled, how much money is in the escrow account to date? How much money is that? 1 million, 2 million, 300 million, 400 million? Weapon question amado hile. Ou dili so take I weapon tout question. Now, why do I want to know how much money is still on the account, Andre? Because Ernest Hille said, due to delays, etc., the project will now be completed in May of 2026. That's what he said. It is important for us to know how much money is still in that escrow account, because we need to know whether the money that is left is enough to finish the project. I can tell you, St. Lucia, before May 2026, UWP kaya pouvoir, puis selection kaya kouye avant ça. Ek UWP kaya pouvoir, ek naidou navwe commission by Galaxy. Zoha collect tout l'argent. Nou kay sav kome l'argent qui te là. Gouvernement flambo pa kaba ou yon extra chèque pour ça fini projet, ou sav. L'argent nous a point fini projet, hein, puis nous pa ba ou l'argent pour finir encore. Commission navwe ba yo. Andre, you saw electricity bills floating all over the place of Galaxy. $48,000. Galaxy ni l'argent. You have collect tout l'argent escrow account c'est Saudi. Et que pas payer yon electricity bill? Nous select même son papi show. Les bill moi $300 na he not way. Your bill is due. You can avoid tax ba, you can avoid tout bay ba. Make sure you bill to avoid disconnection. $48,000 yani over 6 mois Galaxy pour pay bills pour disconnect you. Tous les mois. Anyways, now I want Andre and St. Lucia, I want y'all to take your phone or calculator because we're going to do some calculation. Very simple calculation. And all that is based on what the minister said. Andre, the minister said between 1st of August 2021, calculate, put your papier, point calculator because I shall go number. Andre will calculate it for you too. Between August 1st, 2021 to 30th August 2024, Galaxy has been approved or has been given approval for 1,970 shares. Approved means that they have collected the money. St. Lucia, just so you know. If they have gone through the process, Andre, they have done all the checks and balances, they've sent it to the CIP unit, CIP has approved it and say everything is okay, so they've given 1,970 shares for the Galaxy project. We know, let's just say that they've done the right thing. Each share should cost $200,000. We agreed on that? That's the legal price they're supposed to sell it for. Agreed, Andre? $200,000. That's the legal price they're supposed to sell it for. So take your calculator. 1,970. Let's do it together. 1,970 times 200,000. 200,000. You get equals, you get what?
394.
So you get 394 million US dollars, that is. That's US dollars. Keep the number there still. Now I am telling you again, that's based on the minister's numbers. He said Galaxy has been given 1,970 shares. If each share costs the legal price of $200,000, that would be 394 million US dollars. Now do multiply by, let's change it to EC. We'll just use the regular rate 2.7 times 2.7. What do you get, Andre? you get $1.063 billion.
Yes.
Fair honestly, let's have no l'école. Même si Richard Frederick dit ou ça, moi pas aller l'école, moi pas secondary school. Fait savent moi son accountant, et moi fait ACCA. You don't say Joanna I credentials my Bali.
He said you never went to secondary school?
Yes, he said I never even went to secondary school. I have no education.
So what does that have to do with it then?
Well, you know, Bepui, I suppose. But I can calculate. I know how to use a calculator. So 1,970 shares, Andre, times the legal price of $200,000 per share. If you multiply that and change it to EC, you get $1.063 billion. So let nous te do Galaxy ha collect $1.63 billion. Where the money gone? So kwa se papi show nou te ka pale, mi honestly le ba we, you confirm me. He confirmed it, Andre. We don't lie. When we tell you things from the United Workers' Party, Andre, we don't have to make up stories. I want to know where that $1.06 billion is. Andre, we will open the line because I wanted to talk about infrastructure and BMAX.
So let me ask you.
Next week we'll talk about BMAX, but just one thing I want to see. Onesile, I want you to answer for me. How much is the Rockall project? Do you know how much it costs, Andre?
No.
Do you know how many houses they're going to build?
No idea.
How many apartments, whatever? No? But let me tell you something interesting. The minister said that he was very careful. He said, no application has been approved and no minimum investment has been received. Translation, nobody has been given any approval for that project in BMAX. So BMAX has not sold anything. You want to tell me that the project was approved in January of 2024 and to date, and they started selling, and he said that as well. He said the project was approved in January 2024 and BMAX started sales in February of 2024. Andre, what was BMAX selling? You tell me BMAX started to sell February 2024, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. To date, in October, BMAX has not been given approval, not one person from February since he started selling. Not one? You want me to believe that? BMAX has not started selling. He has not gotten approval for nothing. He has not gotten, no money has been received. But project ha commencé. Contractor ha ka kwaze kayak by. So who give the contract? Who's paying the contractor to do clearing and all these things there? BMAX, not our money, not our CIP money. And you see how these people contradict themselves when they're lying? In February, you said BMAX started to sell. But you said as of to date, no approval has been granted and no minimum investment has been received. So BMAX po hen pièce l'argent. Ekouvle mwen kwe sa. Andre, give the number and let's open the line. Simply see.
Okay.
C'est what is ça? C'est by ça qu'a fait ici, why?
Okay, the fixed line number is 572-9710, 572-9710, or WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. We have somebody on the line. Nancy, a good time to take your headphone.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Nancy. Good morning to Andre.
Thank you for calling me the opposition.
Okay. Nancy, I have so many questions. I don't know where to start, but let's try and start with, let's say, look into the future. I was listening to you there, and it sounds so egregious that in the House of Assembly, one is allowed to speak without any possibility of challenge. As far as that goes with me, Nancy, that makes absolutely no sense.
But she said that these are the house rules. I actually asked her.
Yes,
what did you
Andre,
say?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Those house rules, Andre, it makes no sense. Because if you think about it, Andre, these house rules were made for the colonial masters. And they need some serious revamping and changing. So that's why I said going far to the future. I am hoping, Nancy...
Caller, let me tell you, ministerial statements are not meant to be political attacks and things about he say, she say, they say, you know. And the name of it, I mean, the name of it signifies what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Because it is a ministerial statement. The minister is going to make a statement on a matter or an issue that is of significance to give an update to the public that is happening within his ministry. So Ernest Hilaire could have given a minister's statement on CIP, but it's to tell us what happened at CIP, why was the report late, this is what the financial year had for CIP, etc. There was no need to mention Alan Chasney more than 24 times and UWP and talk about Rejoc and Martinez, they are ex-cons and all this. What does that have to do in a minister's statement?
Hold on, Nancy. Like I said, I want to look past all these things because, like you said, these things are not necessary in a minister's report, all right? Because the minister's report is supposed to be dealing with the business of the country, because that's what the House of Parliament is about. The House of Parliament is to go there to discuss the business of the country.
That's right.
Okay? You're not going there to discuss people's business and all that kind of foolishness that happened there yesterday. And to make it worse, you have no opportunity to ask that person any question concerning that. I mean, how does that make sense for the country? That a minister could come there, he can talk any load of crap he wants in a minister's statement, and you have no chance of recourse. It makes no sense, Nancy. So I'm just saying, looking to the future, I am hoping that these standing orders could be changed so that there could be something that makes more sense, because the standing orders are supposed to be for the people, okay? It's not for the ministers. These ministers are workers, you know. These people are being paid by the state to represent the assets and the this and that of the country. And I'm not seeing that.
Let me tell you, thank you so much, caller. But let me say to you, caller, you don't need to change the standing orders. You have a presiding officer in the person of the President of the Senate or the Speaker of the House of Assembly who's supposed to enforce the rules of the House or the standing order. And so for me, the President or the Speaker of the House is supposed to guide the minister to say, when you make your ministerial statement, ensure that those statements are constrained to your ministry. There should be no name calling, there should be no naming of persons, there should be no political attacks, there should be nothing. So my good friend Claudius Francis, who knows everything and says everything, should be able to keep the ministers in check. That's what the president of the Senate or the speaker or the presiding officer is there for, Andre, to enforce the rules. So he should have stopped Ernest Hilaire to say, listen, you cannot have a political attack on your political opponent in a minister's statement, and stop him and tell him, sit down. So we don't need to change the rules for that. You need to enforce the rules. But we have another call.
Yes, we do.
Good morning, caller.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Nancy. Bonjour, André.
Bonjour.
Nancy, je vais faire un petit blague.
Ouais.
Blague, ça n'est pas ou
pas faire moi oui toi pour les shows, hein?
Calculer honnête. Pareil ça, oui, comme c'est calculer, avant calculer.
Ok.
C'est ouvrez-moi pour calculer ça, on va faire une calculation.
Est-ce fait calculation? Est-ce limo a garder bien?
Oui,
ok.
$1 billion. Et puis pas même $100 millions. $100 millions travail fait. Des fois, les hommes n'ont pas qu'à nous combien l'argent, combien l'argent qui en compte là. Sous une balance, sous un statement tous les mois. Aussi président ça examen, juste dis nous en disant compte là ouais c'est $100 millions.
Vous comprenez?
Eh bien, si c'est $8 millions, whatever here. Mais Nancy, ça a fait changer. Un grand monsieur, Antoine, un jewelry shop, je ne sais pas dire ça en créole. Il y a un lawyer, il y a un oui. Il y a un truc là.
L'offert, moi, il y a l'offert, un bon bail comme ça.
Ok. Eh bien, il y a un truc là, comme bel jeune jal. Monsieur même, monsieur a 60, il a monté pour 80. Ok? Et puis, jal là, même senti, jal a pris pour 18 ans, 19 ans. So, les messieurs en tout, c'est mon en boutique là, regarde, oui, pour, est-ce qu'on me fait qu'à gentil ça, il fait bien au loin, vous savez? Si fille a passé le main, l'estomac, les boudins, chaque lait. So, monsieur m'a dit tout, bag là, plus gros diamant là.
Right.
Les tiers ça, mais c'est à présent, si fille a commencé à passer le main, en chiveille. So, monsieur point bag là, il met les deux femmes là, il try lui. Il tire portrait, il a bon mi, ouais, regardez. So, monsieur a tiré checkbook là, et qui écrit un check. Ici, et qui va mettre, il va manager shop là, et qui dit manager, bon, dit vendredi. Moi, ça, vous pas juste pour check, moi, parce que vous pas connaître moi. So, check ça. Le dit bon matin, on va écouter banque là, ou quand il si account là, ni l'argent dedans, ou quand il voit, ou quand il couille moi, et moi, quand il vient point bag là, comment. So, le dit bon matin, bien bon air. Monsieur Shop là, il le fait en gros sale comment. So, il check banque là dit, ah ouais, mais c'est pas une caisse là, comme ça.
So, te wou sa kola, moi have commission by Galaxy, moi ha di yo, tapu, yo di projet a kay fini, 2026, moi di yo avance sa gouvernement fla bo kay power. So you better asi we l'argent yo za collecté a 1.6 billion, 06 billion dollars la yo ha collecté le non. You better make sure la hansa la pi yo fini projet, puis si yo kay fini. We have another call?
Not as yet.
Oh, okay. So, St. Lucia, I don't know what is happening in this country. All right? I don't know. Why Ernest Hile, and I had Mr. Chico there the last time.
You have a caller?
Right? Okay. Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling me the opposition.
Yeah, good morning. I'm not on either side. I just listening to both sides, both SLP and UWP, and I am confused.
Okay.
You know why I'm confused?
Why?
Because I want to know who's speaking the truth.
Okay.
UWP saying XYZ, and they have things to prove whatever they're saying. SLP saying XYZ, and they have things to prove whatever they're saying. Who is saying the truth? Who's speaking the truth? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm a young man. And right now, I don't even think I'll vote the next election because both parties confusing me.
Okay.
I don't know who's speaking the truth. I don't know, to tell you the honest truth. I don't know who's speaking the truth, and I would like to know who's speaking the truth.
So let me ask you a few questions, caller, and maybe that will clarify. And I'm telling you, what you are doing is very, very important. It's important to listen to both sides. All right, I will not tell you only listen to UWP and don't listen to Labour Party. You have to listen to both sides. But you sound like a very reasonable person to me, and that you have reasoning in your mind. So I want you to ask yourself a few questions. All right? And I'm not too sure what you're confused about, but let's just say you're confused about CIP and all the issues surrounding CIP.
CIP, I think I heard Frederick or one of them talking about the land UWP sell for Tiwakim. I heard Nancy talking about the development in Fuasho and a whole heap of things surrounding both parties, and right now I don't even know who to trust, who to believe, and what to believe.
Here's the difference, caller, which is what I want you to do. If you take a moment and you go back to my show, everything that I speak about, I bring pictures of the documents or video or clipping to show you not what I say, but this is what the documents say. Is that agreed?
Yeah, but
now,
on the other hand, the party that is in power still showing documents.
But which document have they shown to show differently? Let's talk.
How would I know which document is
they haven't showed. I can certainly say to you, I also watch some of the shows of the Labour Party because I have to know what my opponents are saying and doing. And I don't see, because that's why I'm saying I want Honorable, well, they tell me to call him Honorable. I want Richard Frederick to show documents like he used to before. When we were in government, he was showing documents. Now he doesn't show any documents, caller. He just comes out and blast and speak people's name and call people's name. But here's what I want you to do for me. For the next coming weeks, continue to do what you're doing. Listen to both sides. Listen to meet the opposition. Listen to our roundtable. Listen to what the press briefing by the Prime Minister. Listen, because eventually you will come to the conclusion as to who's lying. I can guarantee you that. Thank you so much. Ek bonne journée Creole.
Bonne journée Creole aussi.
Merci.
You have another call.
Okay. Good morning, caller. Thank you for calling Meet the Opposition.
Fini blague là. Bon, c'est moi qui blague là.
Faut nous, là, on finit. Là, on t'est fini.
Blague, non. Ou quoi, zot quoi, moi t'es fini, zot quoi l'autre call.
Ah, ok. Sorry. Pardon.
Tu me dis. So, les shop là, qui est ici, qui dit, la pancarte là, rencontre là. Bon homme dit, moi, ça, la pancarte là, mais on pas qu'à quoi écrit, bel week-end, moi, j'ai écrit ça là. Parce que jeunesse là tenu espoir.
Right.
Et puis on go diamant.
So jeunesse là fait tout ça était pour faire pour diamant ça.
Oui, pour week-end.
OK.
Pas une personne rencontre. Bon ça veut dire même bagay ça, c'est ça faire jeunesse comme ça.
Right.
Même bagay Caribbean Galaxy, personne ici. Parce que yo te have person kids li. Bon, monsieur minister of investment, qui croit in your doctorate en service. Bon, moi fait ça. Si I regarde c'est kung fu movie, c'est Shaolin movie. Depuis 5,000 years ago, 5,000 ans capacité, c'est chinois qui a fait vice. C'est chinois bobolit.
C'est hein.
Pièce qui a l'University London School of Economics pas ça match c'est bon ça là. Merci.
Bonne journée Creole caller. Monday night descend soirée you sab so.
Mais on de quoi avec bois Pedersen.
So comment c'est moi qui pour mener bois Pedersen juste soirée.
Mais n'a pas bel coffre.
I mean I fit my poisson coffre. Okay. All right. Final caller. Bonjour caller. Merci pour couiller Meet the Opposition.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah. I have some work for you to do, Nancy.
Okay, let me write.
What I need you to do is if the minister came and gave a report, which was due, I think it was due October last year. And he gave it October this year.
Yes.
I'm a contractor, and some of the things I do is I have my contract, and what I do is I go in there, I take out the names, I change the names, I change the date, I change different stuff to do a new contract.
Right.
And as far as I can see, if that document that they presented there yesterday, that's what they need, that's what they prepared for this year. And what they're going to do is make a few changes, because whatever they had previously, there are some things on there that they cannot present, and they don't know what to do with it. That's why they did not put it out. So what they did was the one for this year that needs to be presented this year, that's the one they have. And what they're going to do is tweak it and change a few things in it and give it to you for the new one. Okay, so you would have to do some investigation and see if that's what's happening.
Colin, let me tell you something. Like I said very early, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Like I said very early in the program, pièce ba passé oui pour tout temps. Nous kay gen l'autre élection, so même si yo tie plan ba aujourd'hui et que yo 10 et que yo ça, les nous entoué because c'est pour ça n'a avoué commission ba yo pour faire yo ça. Les nous entoué nous kay investiguer tek nous kay regarder toutes ces bagailles ça là ou ça. Nous kay regarder toutes ces bagailles ça. So, yo pas besoin assez plan et pièce plan matière pièce en rien. Because nous kay moucher cette liste ça qui vrai et ça pas vrai. All right? Nous kay moucher cette liste ça qui vrai et ça pas vrai. But St. Lucia, we are coming to the end of the program today and we still have a lot more questions. I have not even started to look at the infrastructure program and even responded to some of the things Ernest Hill said about Alexander Mijolovic. I mean, last week, Andreas, as I was saying to you, or the week before, Mr. Chico was there speaking about somebody out on bond and you saying that the man has not been charged. When the police officer, this man who's been in the force for over 20-something years, is saying to you, there's no way somebody is going to be released on bond if they're not charged with something. You still lying to the public of St. Lucia and trying to get us to believe the man is out on bond, but he has not been charged. And they have until October to charge him. Kileskirusa. Oh, and you had a sworn statement from the man. The man was arrested, criminal. How many months? 4 months. He in the jail. And you take a sworn statement from him as an affidavit that he's telling the truth. Andre, you know how many years they say they've been investigating the man and tailgating the man for the... And please don't say it's illegal thing of cigarettes. It's not cigarette. Tobacco. There's so many products affiliated with tobacco. You wouldn't even believe it. So ika fo kwa sa ko di deti cigarette nomla mene. Ou kopon? Lo ay lot pay anjo ka baso ka manti bouteille. Ou ka gen bouteille bois duty free ka me sans suitcase. You do anything to declare ka do pa nan yon. Kopon? C'est pas ça nomla fait ou ça c'est ici. Over 1 billion euros worth of illegal importation of tobacco and tobacco products, you know. So c'est pas dirty pack cigarette. C'est moun sa have billions euro. By go criminal killer. C'est pas ti bagay. Mais nous kay parler about ça semaine prochaine. Puis nous panique tant. Mais comme nous cette ici un chay bay ka fait ki pa bon. Un chay bobol. Ou comprendre? Ek ça les bak a fait, yo ka try deflect. Yo ka parler about tout l'autre bagay ki pa ni pièce significance. Pour try faire oublier be pa ka chile. Mi se sa ka fait, mi se bobol sa yo ka fait, mi se si yo ka fait. Maka kouye encore Dr. Ambrose vin Clenon. Richard Frederick vin di nou ki sa ki fait. Ek mene right document, pa fake document. Monsieur Edgar vin di nou ki sa ki fait. Est-ce vous jouen payer pour un bail ou pas fait? Et Jeremiah vin parler because j'aime pas fâché. Yo vle sav qui ça qui fait. Et si là nous kay vini pour semaine prochaine encore. Puis on nom pas hakadou bouton de parlement. En kay yo ka di ki kay honorable. Et tie planté, tie mépris. Di tout ces bail ça qui pas vrai et quoi ou kay passer avec ça. No my friend. You ain't getting a free pass. Next week we will deal with you again. This has been another edition of Meet the Opposition. Comedy, nous ka célébrer journée créole, fête créole. Moi vle tout le monde aller quitter Kayou, même si c'est bonne ba ou aller mais quitter Kayla. Pas western Kayla pour week-end ça. C'est célébration. Mettez ti wop créole ou mettez ti bagayou, ay bonne ba, descend chimé. Tout pas tout ni journée créole actuellement, yanjou tout combine tout bon chimé. Pour un petit lime. Vous comprenez comment nous pas boire top, pas sous pour faire accident. Pas manger top pour ni caca de l'eau. Mais enjoy ko ni un bon fête. Ek sou pa vla aller pièce côté loin li dimanche là, samedi UWP nous ni un grand community night festin up Rodney Bay by the Rum. En solo là nous still yon des tickets toujours. So kouye moi si vous voulez venir, na faut hen des tickets, venir pour nous ni un bon temps. Andre,
yes.
You and Tony, I hope you enjoy your journée créole. If you come down by my Andre, you won't get me there, so don't come. Thank you very much and enjoy your weekend, St. Lucia.
You as well, Nancy. Thank you very much. You've been listening to Meet the Opposition, heard every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So listen next week, Thursday, same time, same station, for another Meet the Opposition with Nancy Charles. Well, this is the end of my stint here on Rev Up St. Lucia for today, Thursday, the 24th of October. Up next is Tony Paul. He'll be with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And from 3 until 6 is going to be Zen the DJ. So have yourself a great day. Andre Paul saying so long to our listeners on 97.1 FM and also those of you on Facebook.